Welcome back. Let's do a quick breakdown of what's going on in the market right now. And if you stay until the end, I'm going to give you a stock that has maybe a 5 to 10% upside. Okay. Let's look at the Qs. Qs are selling off right now. We're trading in this wedge pattern for this. It's been like that for the past couple of weeks now. And we're breaking out to the downside. Usually this trend or this pattern, whichever direction we break out of, is usually the direction that we trade in. Usually we break out, retest, and then continue. Every now and then, or sometimes you will get the breakout, which is the fake out, and then the move higher, retest, and continue that direction. However, this sell-off right now is being led by the semis. And the semis, I believe, has some more selling off to do, which is leading me to think that the Qs could possibly trade back down into the 650s or maybe mid 660s, okay? And I say that because if you look at SMH, which is the semiconductor ETF, you can see how overbought it was. And right now we're getting the sell-off. We got this big gap down today, 4.5%, possibly setting up to run even lower. And this could move back down into, right now we're trading at 577. This could move all the way back down to the 530s. That is a strong possibility. It's been super choppy for the past 2 weeks, a little bit more than that. Before that, it was trading, it was holding the 20, even retested this area right here and continue higher. But it's been choppy for the past 2-3 weeks now. And I do believe that even if we get a move higher, close this gap, there is a possibility of the next coming weeks to move back down into what is that, 530, 540 area. Let's take a look at stocks like MU, which is leading that move, okay? Super choppy chart. Okay, so like I said, we could see a gap close, which is not unusual, but okay, it's another big gap down today, 6.5%. And it's been moving in that direction for the past, what is that, since 625, so about 2 weeks ago. If we can't find support down here, look for this to play out, okay? There is a possibility we could find some support here, a move higher, retest the 20, and put in a head and shoulder. And if that plays out, then there's a real possibility that we're hitting back the 680s. It's possibly 680s and even lower. Okay, so watch for that head and shoulder to play out. Might be something like that. You never know. Okay, but you might get this head and shoulder pattern play out and then the move lower. Let's look at NVIDIA. This is one semiconductor. It's pretty strong. I'm not going to say strong, right? It's not as weak as maybe MU, which I would expect maybe another 5-10% sell-off. It is holding support at the 160 moving average, and you know I love my 160 moving average. I want you to keep an eye out for this, right? Because look what happened over here in Apple. This is kind of the same pattern where we had this trend that we're trading down, and then we bounced at the 160, and then we took off, and look at this move. I'm not going to say this is going to happen with NVIDIA, right? I'm not saying that, but I am just telling you, keep an eye out, because if for any reason we find some support on the Qs and tech starts to rally, this right here is a setup that you need to watch out. You need to watch out for a breakout of here and a move higher. That is a real possibility. Okay, let's take a look at some more tech stock. Microsoft, right? Microsoft has earnings on, what is that, the 29th? Oh, I believe the 29th, yeah. Microsoft already bounced out of support, out of this demand zone, retest this 4-hour demand zone. Also, it was trading in a channel. We broke out to the upside. Because I expect earnings coming up soon, and also paired with the sell-off from tech, I would not be surprised if we get some sort of pullback. Might not pull back into the zone, but we might get a pullback going into earnings. I'm not sure if this is going to continue to rally all the way up back to the highs. I do believe 425, anywhere north of 410 is a possibility for Microsoft. All right, we're now at 392, which is not that far away. But I do think because tech is selling off, there's a possibility that we can get like maybe a move back down before another leg up. Okay, that's a real possibility in Microsoft. And let me give you one stock that I do feel has potential for upside, and it's been moving, and I've been talking about this for the past few weeks now. Okay, this is Realty Income. Interest rate is pretty steady. Because rates are held steady, this trend could continue. Also, in the coming months, if the Fed decides or there's signal that we need to lower rates, it's going to help this stock even more, right? Look at this. This is the trend for the past 7-8 months now. The trend has been up, right? We're now trading above this level that we could not hold for the past 5 months now. We broke below here in March, right? Came, regained these levels, retested, tried to push higher, couldn't, retest this level again, broke down, and then, since the beginning of May, we've been testing these levels, testing, and now we finally broke out and retest. Could be another retest coming. However, if we get the continuation, there is a possibility that we can push back all the way up to the 70s. 70 is a possibility with this stock. So if you are patient and you can wait for a pullback, we have a lot of upside with the stock. 70s, mid 70s, which would put you, that would be, if we get mid 70s on the stock from currently, that's a 15% move. And that would be a slow swing trade. All right. But it would be a very profitable and very relaxing swing trade if we can wait for the right setup, right? Maybe a pullback, wait for the 20 to catch up, and then we get maybe a test like this, right? For the move higher. Get the moving average, and we get the move, okay? And you can risk maybe your stock could be anywhere down here, 62 in this area, potential 5x from that if you can get it in the right area, okay? So that's the stock that I'm looking at that has like a nice upside, and it could be a relaxing swing trade. Realty Income. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a normal trader on here that is giving you a stock that I see that has potential. And it's a slow swing trade. It's not something that's going to be exciting that you're going to get in and tomorrow it's going to be at 75. It's something that could possibly move back up to 75 slowly over the next few months. Okay.